Greetings and welcome back. I was in the middle of working on a few different things to get started, and the cat decided that he wanted to be like, I'm gonna jump and leave now. Kitty, I'm trying to do stuff, Kitty. I'm just trying to do stuff. Oh boy. Well, let's go ahead and, I have about 4 or 5 other things I'm working on to get a new screen set up for us. And what I'm doing right now with my new screen setup is just trying to get a new... hold on, that's not right. Let me get rid of that one. So how is everybody today? I need a banner... that new topic and search for it, and banner, where are you, Mr. Banner? Oh, where'd you go? I created a banner for that. I have no idea where it went. Give me just a few more seconds here, guys. Let me, I gotta find out where I put that banner at. Oh, because it's not in banners. Haha, that's why. Should have been in banners. Oh, hold on. I promise, guys, I'm ready. I'm about ready. There we are. Now I got my new system set up. All right, now we gotta set up our Discord. Let's go with our live chat. We'll get that all set up. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and throw our comments up here. So I'll be right with you guys in just a moment. And where are we at? At everyone going live now with the news. All right, so that's all set up. Oh, I didn't say everyone, I said every Wong. Is that everyone of Chinese descent? Whoa, that's interesting. Okay, well, anyway, how's everybody doing? It's like I had enough stuff here to get started, and I was just hoping that the cat would just stay there for about another 35 seconds, but he didn't want to. So anyway, greetings, BT, and Moonbase Alpha Grays. How's it going? Minifang, Linus T-Rex. How's it going there? Renato, how are you? Shadow, how's it going there? It was just about MX Linux being related to communism. I didn't find anything about that. MX Linux is connected to Antix. Antix has some interesting bookmarks. At least it did last time I had a look at it. 13 Tom, hello from France. Well, greetings, France. If you bump into my friend who moved to France a long time ago out of high school, then tell Tom I said hi. Hello. Okay, it came from a... No, it has nothing to do with Steve Ballmer. It has to do with the bookmarks that are inside of the thing. Thank you, Quint, for getting that. Ever young. Thanks, Quint, for tagging everyone there. So we are going live indeed. All right, you still have the newspaper that we see in the thumbnail. Yes, I do. That is from September 12th, 2001. I have a USA Today, a New York Times, and a local, which would have been Center Daily Times for that day. So, yes, I do indeed still have it. Okay. Hello, Tom's cat. That's right. Hello, cat. Yeah, you. Now he's looking at the chair. Now he's looking at jumping back up. So maybe if you guys need more kitty cam, maybe I'll do that. Okay, maybe not. He's coming back over here. How's it going there, CPIs? Greetings. Keith Richardson, how's it going there? All right, Kitty is ready for treats. Well, Kitty, you gotta wait around an hour or an hour and a half for treats. Whenever it takes us to get through 4 news sections. Yes, he's down here. He's like, yep. I'm chilling, yo. I'm chilling. Well, let's see how this new thing is going. I still totally hate this new studio they're forcing me on, but anyway, Good day to you too, Vince. How's it going there? Yo, what's up? Okay, Anthony McDonald, how's it going there? Greetings. I'm on Ubuntu 2004. Really controversial. I like Gnome. It's quick. That's not too controversial. Now, if you start saying I prefer the Snap Store over that, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I don't mind that it has a Snap Store. Vince, is the bug fixed where now you can get apt packages in the Snap Store? They should not have released Ubuntu until that was set, honestly. Oh, and now the cat goes back. Now the cat goes back to the kitty cam. Now the cat's like, yep, I'm going to recapture the chair. It's my chair, and I'm going to chill out over here a little bit and do that. So I'll give you guys a few more minutes of kitty cam while I keep reading comments. Earth is still turning, that's right. Yeah, but not much longer, right? Moving between workspaces task is a breeze in GNOME once you get used to it. Yeah, once you get used to it. Breaking news. The news is broken. Oh, God. The news is broken. When did the news break? KO2610, your number has been called. Greetings. We are monitoring over on Discord. If you need a link for Discord, I will go ahead and drop that in here right now. That is at tlm.li/STLD. So you can jump onto Discord if you are not there already. Feel free to jump on over there. Oh boy, are we about ready, or should we give it another minute or so? I ventured out for the first time since our governor put like the absolute mandated, you wear a mask or we're going to throw you in the Gestapo pit. And the post office required masks. So I'm like, I don't own a mask. I'm not getting one. Deal with it. So I just wore a jacket that I could zip all the way up past my face. And it's just like, never mind. The New York statistics, though, came out from JAMA. I didn't get a chance to read all of it yet, but it is interesting. I think I'm going to have to do a video on it next week. So let's see. Bug is fixed in Snap Store. So sort of. You can see app packages, but the icon is blank. Okay, excellent. Yeah, I looked at it maybe a week ago. I can't remember exactly when I looked at it last. Apparently wearing a mask for a long time will cause dehydration. Wearing a mask for a long time causes a lot of problems. There are a lot of issues with wearing a mask long term. So, I mean, if you're in a place like I am right now where the werewolf of Harrisburg has mandated it inside of grocery stores, then put it on right when you walk in, take it off right when you walk out. And FYI, which is really hilarious, because if you look at some of their branding, they're like, this prevents you from spreading the disease. And then people are trying to get the N95 masks. The N95 masks allow you to breathe out openly. It doesn't filter what goes out. It just filters what comes in. Oh lordy, we are in an interesting world. Does a Guy Fawkes mask count? You know what? I just might have to start doing that. Sounds good. Hey, you want me to wear a mask? This is all I got, brother. This is all I got. If you like 1804, keep it. There are new wallpapers. Awesome. Very cool. All right, are we about ready to jump on into it? Things like Ubuntu not having apt packages working doesn't make me think they're going to keep app packages long term. It is working now. There's still a few more persistent bugs. There are a few more persistent bugs, it looks like. IL doing the same. 0501 with masks and grocery stores need to stock up hard before then. Yeah, they put ours into effect on Monday. Unfortunately, I already have stocked up. I might have to go down and visit Quint down there in Georgia. They're like, we're just opening, guys. And I think that's a good plan. So if you eat garlic and wear N95, everyone else suffers. There you go. Actually, though, if you eat garlic, that's one of the few natural antibiotics in the world. So eating garlic is good, although this virus is not a bacterial, but the question is it antiviral as well? Greetings, DistroTube. I'm here in time for Elefingo. That's right. Oh, I went prematurely. What? Where'd you go? What? Oh, you went to a whitewash fire. All right. All right. Are we about ready to jump on into the news? Let's jump on into the news. All right. Hello. Hey there, Redneck Farm Boy Buggin'. How's it going there, Redneck Farm Boy Buggin'? The moonshine. All right. Let's go ahead and get started here. All right. Let's see. I got to start on this screen here, and then we're going to jump on over to this. So let's get rolling. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the privacy edition. Before we dive on in, I do have a new science fiction novel coming out soon. Our proposed launch date is May 12th. I am going to get the website updated with that very soon, I promise. And the audiobook is probably going to be delayed a little bit, is my guess, but the ebook and the print book should be good. I got the edits in from the editor today, so I'll be doing that over the course of this weekend, get all those edits in, and then we'll start working on the final little bits that we need. Patreon supporters will be able to get the ebook probably by the end of the weekend. It will at least be ready, so I can at least email it out to you if I don't get it up on the systems. So anybody $5 or above on Patreon will get a copy of that ebook as soon as it is available. But let's go ahead and dive on into our privacy news for the day. First and foremost, we talked about contact tracing last week on the news. We also talked about it last night on our panel discussion. It turns out that 2 billion phones cannot use Google and Apple contact tracing tech, and I say, good. We don't need dystopia in the world, for crying out loud. Yes, there's potentially some positives to it, but man, the possibility and probabilities for abuse is ripe. And we want to be careful about that. So yeah, it does turn out if you got these old phones. So somebody asked me today, and I didn't get a chance to respond back, like, if the Nexus goes out, what's the next phone you're upgrading to? Probably a flip phone. Probably a flip phone. Or just a mobile Wi-Spy. Wi-Spy. That is exactly what we need. Wi-Spy, which is probably what Wi-Fi is anyway. But we just more mobile Wi-Fi that keep it in a little tin box when it's not being used. Take it out, turn it on, and use a tablet in my car. That's probably more better for the Linuxy stuff. Now the question is, can I get a good tablet-y type device with Linux on it? That will be a good task to do. So anyway, just keep an eye out if you have an old phone and you're like, this thing's too old to use contact trace, and just reply back, good, I don't want you in my space anyway. So, there's kind of my thoughts. All right, Facebook's new kid-focused messenger service now launches in over 70 countries. We talked about this a couple times, actually, because the Facebook Kids Messenger actually was out pretty early. It was actually out pretty early, I think 2017, I think they said, in the United States. But now over 70 countries, as of, 2 days ago, as of Wednesday, 70 countries now have access to Messenger Kids. So yes, Facebook is just going right on up to kids in now 70 countries and just forcing their veins full of their addictive type of stuff. And this is just total insanity, people. So total insanity that we do not need our children to be addicted to Facebook this early in life. Ban it, burn it, kill it, launch it with fire, throw it back behind me into the fire, people. We do not need Facebook Messenger on all these kids. Teach them to live life without social media, even in this crazy world right now. Be like, yeah, maybe we need to have a little bit more thoughts here. Maybe that's what we kind of need to do. So I don't know. What do you guys think? All right. Leaked pictures from Amazon Ring. Oh boy, what's leaking from Amazon Ring? Oh wait, never mind. It's nothing about squirrels in the front yard. Show the potential new surveillance features they're thinking about putting in. This is awesome. So this was a survey that went out. Rank all the features from the least to the most important. Unfamiliar face detections. Get a notification when an unfamiliar person is seen by your camera. And people are considering these 4 and 5. Oh God. Familiar face detection. Get a notification when a familiar person is seen by the camera. Stalker. Package protection. Get a notification when a package is delivered within your camera view and proactively deter package theft. What's proactively deterring package theft? Is your Ring camera going to be armed with nuclear missiles? You get off the porch. This is the Ring. Anti-theft protection has been achieved. If you take any steps further, we are going to launching. Hey Alexa, order unicorn meat. Confirm. And the last is object taken detection. Get a notification when an important object is taken away. Maybe, just maybe. I mean, put your kids in front of it. If your kids wander away, you get a notification when your kids have wandered off. Isn't that exciting? We also get audio detection, get a notification based on a specific sound, glass breaking, a car alarm. Tamper detection, get a notification whether your camera is moved or its view is blocked. Car pull-in detection, get a notification when a car is pulled into your driveway or stopped in front of your house. License plate detection, get a notification when a license plate is detected and readable from the camera's view. Fortunately, most people are saying, I'm just fairly neutral about that. But the rest of them, gimme. I'm stupid. I want to give everything to Amazon. Yeah. Oh, wait, there's more. Privacy shutter, a physical shutter on the camera to allow me to manually cover the camera lens and microphone whenever I want. Like, this seems like a weird thing to have on the doorbell of your house. This is like, we're just going to throw this in for the privacy guys that just kind of want it, right? Camera on-off, a camera on-off feature on a mobile app to allow me to turn on or off my camera remotely whenever I want. Might allow them to be able to turn on or off as well. All right, let's see. A siren alert turns on siren to proactively prevent theft or ward off would-be criminals. Light alert, turn on light to proactively prevent theft or ward would-be criminals off. Audible alert and a strobing light. What is this? Is this like something for people with epilepsy? It just induces epilepsy. You know, the strobing light's going to come for you. So that's some of the things that Amazon's looking for, apparently, according to a few little surveys. All right. This is a neat one. You guys having your Nintendo Switches. Apparently, there's been a major security breach with Nintendo Switch, and as of now, we really don't know what caused it, but apparently thousands of accounts were hacked into and accessed and things like that. And so this guy just says, hey, I suspect my Nintendo had a major security breach. My account was accessed numerous times overnight. Password is unique string, and my PC is definitely clean. Not that I ever log in via it. Lots of similar reports on Reddit and Twitter. So they're saying, this guy's saying, unlink PayPal and enable two-factor authentication. So, of course, Nintendo comes out and basically says, hey, you just got to enable two-factor authentication for all this. And it's like, what caused all this to happen? Could you please explain to me again what caused all this to happen? Because right now we really don't know exactly what the cause of the data leak happened to be. Very interesting indeed. All right, and on to a fun bit of news related to modern events is that these relief loans went out to small businesses. I don't think this is the PPP. This is the one that you have to go through. Maybe it was the PPP. There's so many different stimulus loans going around, and they're all loans, people. I've had clients like, oh, you should look at applying for this. No, I'd rather tighten my belt and not become the government's whore. Thank you. I will sit back and take my reduction in pay and do that. If they want to send me a check for me doing nothing, I'll cash it, but I'm not going to be going out and like, let me borrow money because the government said some of it might be forgivable if the phase of the moon is right. But apparently of all these people applying for these loans, there's a little problem because government officials are very efficient at putting up websites. If you clicked the back button on your browser, you would go back to the current person who's currently filling up their loans. So you could actually click the back button and see all the information. So you could get in here, apply for this thing, and then just keep hitting the back button and forward and back and forward and back and forward and back and intercept the data that the next guy in line is doing. And that's why I didn't think this had to do with the PPP, because that one is specifically applied to through a bank. But there's so many of these running around, and since I'm not interested in applying for any of them, I'm not sure exactly which one's which. But this is one of the stimulus loans, and they're saying over 8,000 small businesses, the government inadvertently disclosed the information, including names, social security numbers, tax identification numbers, addresses, dates of birth, email, phone numbers, marital and citizen status, household size, income, disclosure inquiry, and financial and insurance information. So pretty much everything Way to go, government. And this is why we don't trust you to fix the economy. Please just let us safely go back to work. You're incompetent to be able to handle anything in any way that makes any sense. So please tell us, okay, sure. And you know what, guys? As much as I think a lot of this is nonsense, I'll go back to work if it means I stay 6 feet away from people. That's okay with me. I'll throw on a mask begrudgingly to go into the grocery store if I can take it off as soon as I leave the grocery store. Even that, I'm not happy about, and I'm looking at alternative means anyway, but that's kind of my thought. This is why we don't want to rely on the government for anything. Anything. They're not competent to handle it. So that's what we have in the privacy news clip section today. So go ahead and give me some likes, some comments, some subscribes down there, and I hope that you enjoy this crazy world we're walking into. All right. Let's see. What do we got next? What do we got next? We got that one next. All right, let's see. Oh boy, we got some unicorn meat. We got some unicorn meat in Discord, people. 100 megabit per second. All right. Free data day. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Had my first phone when you were 15. Yeah. Pseudo app to get unicorn meat. That is right. I got my first phone at 13. Oh boy. Yeah. I got my first phone in college. That was really before anybody had them. All right, let's see. What do we got on our YouTube commenty feed? Okay, DT's in the house. That's right, that's right. How's it going there, Dan? This time, why don't talk like a hillbilly? Because the Redneck Farm Boys from Bergen came on, that's why. Redneck Farm Boys Bergen. Let it rip. There we are. All right. Z-Pack will kill anything bacterial infections in your body is dealing with to make it easier to deal with the virus. Oh, there you go. That'll work. Wi-Fi trademarked. That's right. Is Linux better than Windows? I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're like what's the title for those games that only work really well on Windows? AAA title games. If you're a AAA title gamer, no, Windows is going to work better. A lot of things, Linux can give it a very good run for its money. I wouldn't even know how to do half the stuff I do on Windows, honestly. Very easy on Linux with free software, so, you know. Now, there's a company that would love to spine you. No, why spy? It doesn't spine you at all. Swung back to my phone 3GS. Seriously, guys, I missed the smaller form factor. Yeah, I know. That's the thing, right? That's like I'm looking at that iPhone, that new iPhone. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a notch, but it also doesn't have a headphone jack. So yeah, but Apple does have a smaller form factor phone coming up. But yeah, you're right. You know. I do have a Samsung tablet. It's a normie tablet, but I use it for testing Kindle stuff over there. So. Oh, Bill changed it. All right. All right, there it is. Is Linux okay? Yeah, I think it is. I think Linux is better than Windows. There's a lot of little things. Why? By the way, Amazon Alexa is creepy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Facebook should be rated R for adults only. Yeah, pretty much. Didn't know how to deal with head lice this week. Maybe kids shouldn't play with each other and only play on social media. Head lice is not fun. I know that. Like, I remember we had, we did not come from a real good neighborhood, right? And the neighborhood kids come in. My mom's always over there, like always over the neighbor's house. And they come in. It's a Friday night. And, go through the whole weekend. Sunday night. Hey, Mom, I need this sign for school. It's a notice. There's a head lice breakout in schools. All weekend. Like, oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Fortunately, we never actually end up getting lice at our house. I don't know how, but. Okay, this is the FBI retreat immediately. Okay, Mr. Smith. Okay, let's see. Great thing about a shaved head is I look at head lice and laugh. You have no power here. If this weren't a friendly show, though, DT, I wouldn't. I'd tell you what my brother's friends asked my mother. That DistroTube threatened the girls. I threatened the girls. If you don't sit still and let me do this, I'm shaving your head. Yeah. Birth, I put a tracking chip in your kids. Some parents lose their kids. Yeah, boy. They don't have lice on the moon. Moon lice? Yes, they do have moon lice. They got moon lice up there. Got a cheap Chinese Intel Cherry Trail tablet. That would be great with Linux, but for some reason I never got hardware support for the webcams. Interesting. Fortunately, you can do all that on your own internet without Amazon. Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, the strobe light will turn on and stop the kids from wandering away during the stolen item event. Okay. You probably got here before I hit the stimulus data leak, but I'm not sure exactly when you jumped on. All right. When you see unable to connect from your browser, does it mean it's from your host file config? Yeah, when you see that on my screen, it means it's my host file is blocking an ad there. Unlike Nintendo Switch, they broadcast a hidden Wi-Fi 24/7 for unknown reasons. That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, best alternative to Ring. Buy a SIP video doorbell and a PVX. No wireless cameras for me. There you go, yeah. Space Pirate, of course, you love your Switch. But good luck with that. I hope you're not hacked. How can you rely on a government led by a man that considers injecting disinfectant to beat the virus? No, he did not recommend injecting a disinfectant. Please read something other than news medias that simply don't like the president. Look at everybody's viewpoints, or go back and actually watch the conference, what he actually said. Okay. Reads head lice post and immediately scratches his head. I know, I can't figure it out. All right. You have a love-hate relationship? Does that mean it jumps around like a rabbit? Love-hate relationship? Really not to use it for some stuff, at least, specifically online stuff. All right. I was saying the Samsung Galaxy S5e tablet supports. Oh, yeah. I've not been able to see one of those in the wild. I mean, I could probably get one online, but... Okay, Linux is getting better by the day. That is right. All right, let's see. Education system, no good enough for you. Same here, but we skipped 5 grades. Nice. All right. Going for a doctorate. Very cool. Well, have fun with your doctorate. Those were good days. I enjoyed the days of getting mine. Kind of exciting. All right. Well, we have the power. He did it again. I know. Every time you talk about head lice. Right, kitty cat? Kitty's like, yeah, don't come near me with that head lice. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and dive on into the business news. Hey, Kitty, I'm about to start a news section. You come up after the news section. Come up after the news section, buddy. After the news section, okay? Go sit in the chair over there. You're cute over the chair. Go sit in the chair and I'll turn you on. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business edition. And if you need a website for your business, consider looking at A2 Hosting. If you need somebody to build your website, hey, reach out to me. I actually do that professionally. So anyway, the link there is on the screen if you are in need of a web hosting. The reason I like A2, they give you free SSL support through Let's Encrypt through their control panel. And the longer duration you buy up front, the cheaper the system gets. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right on into our business news of the day. And first up, Amazon. I had to switch to this weird website, Prime Patriot. No, never heard of that, but the Business Insider kept on trying to lock me out after I was reading the article last night. So we'll go with this one instead. Amazon's latest union-busting tech, heat maps monitoring Whole Foods. Originally, I read that headline, and I'm like, are they actually monitoring in the house where people are congregating? Well, like in the store where people are congregating? No, what they're doing is they're looking at a variety of different overlapping data models, trying to predict where the next unionization is going to be. They're looking at things like economic status. They're looking at paid time off, time taken. They're looking at the race, the gender of the employees, a lot of different issues, and they're applying all this to giant heat maps and assigning a score to each one of the Whole Food stores. And the Whole Food stores that are have the highest ratings are monitored more closely for potential union type activity. So of course they had the training video leaked out to, you know, try and teach the managers how to bust and kick out the people wanting to be unionizers. So they're basically utilizing these heat maps to indicate where the highest risk of things going. Really? Do we really need all the political advertising on there? I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I wanted to use the Business Insider article on this. It was definitely from a more neutral place, and they kept on locking me out. So interesting story, though. Whole Foods, Amazon, definitely against unions and utilizing heat maps and things to prevent that. All right. Thank you, TechSpot. Google. Oh, boy. Apple got their card. Google's like, we need a card, too. Now, this is a debit card, not a credit card. So it ties into personal checking accounts. So now Google can just get even more data. Remember, guys, Google and Facebook already have about 70% of credit card transactions are already filtered and passed up to Google and Facebook for the purpose of monitoring how effective the ads are. This is why you don't use credit cards unless you absolutely have to, and you generally will only use it for emergency things. Don't go to the grocery store or the gas station or anything like this, because what they'll end up doing is you go in, you swipe the card, and even what you buy is now being tracked by the credit cards and the debit cards and things like this. And this information goes back, and they're able to actually see how effective the ads are. So they know they fed you an ad. Now they're tracking if they want it, you know, they're tracking if you eventually bought that even offline somewhere. So it's a means to track even the offline spending. Well, now with Google having its own debit card, the ability for them to track is infinitely greater. So here, look at this. Oh, you can hold the card to the reader because I'm a normie, and I'm just tap it so easy, guys. By the way, if you have one of these close contact, you just tap it. It's so convenient. For like $30 in an afternoon, a hacker can put together a little part, carry that thing around in his backpack, and harvest thousands of numbers a day. Kind of funny. So anyway, look at this. Look at how terrifying this is. Oh, look at this. You went in here, you bought a $52.25 at the Nike store in San Francisco at this specific location on the map. Here's the various other things that are kind of like it that you bought. Oh, look at this. You must have taken your Mac computer with you to a Starbucks and spent $7.89 on coffee. I hope you were buying for a family of 5. For the love. Oh, you went to the Gap, you went to Nike, and this, people, is why America's broke. All right, but look at the amount of data that Google has. Oh, is this do you recognize this transaction? Oh, this is awesome. This is all being sold to you as this is so much more secure. No, this is downright terrifying, people. Run, people, run in terror, run out of the gates of hell, people. Google is after our transactions. This is crazy. Don't get this crap. This is insane. Oh boy. Sonos launches its own streaming radio service. So as if we didn't already have enough choices for what we're listening to on streaming, now we have a Sonos streaming system now as well. That's exciting. It at least is free. I was not able to determine if it's collecting a lot of data, probably. I wasn't able to determine the amount of ads and stuff, but basically now as you set up your Sonos speaker, you have the Sonos radio, the Amazon Alexa, order me a unicorn meat confirmed, or Apple Music or Spotify. It is a free service, so that's a decent thing. Don't know much more about it, and the article was extraordinarily slim on its information. But anyway, for you guys with Sonos speakers, if they haven't bricked themselves, you can go ahead and do that. Oh boy, and on to, is this really it? Wait, hold on a second. This story is not supposed to be here. This story's supposed to be down here. I didn't get things in the right order. Why are things not in the right order? All right, we'll cover these guys here. All right, Walmart is selling its on-demand video service Vudu to Fandango. Wow. It's I don't know. So Voodoo, if you remember Voodoo, you used to, man, I think the first couple movies, may I have a trip down nostalgia, down early tech when streaming services like were just kind of coming online. I remember you go to the store and buy a movie and it'd be like, this comes with digital copy. And you'd go on, and at the time, I think it was, what was it? I forget the name of the service it was at that time, but you'd go in and you'd create the account, and then, you could actually basically stream the movies that you bought back to your own device. I remember getting this. I had like the Hunger Games or whatever in there, and I could sit down and watch Hunger Games on the iPad, and then I'm like, why? There is no use case scenario for this. That's like, what is going on? I'm in my own house. If I'm in my own house and we go over there, I get maybe if I take the iPad with me somewhere and have Wi-Fi, I guess that's the use case scenario. I can watch a few of my digital movies there. So Vudu was originally picked up a couple years ago by Walmart. Now Walmart is selling it out to Fandango. And so I guess if you are a Vudu customer, that might mean something for you. It is being sold for an undisclosed sum, or this Sam Walton's going to come by and whack out your kneecaps if you tell anyone. Video service today reaches more than 100 million living room devices. So in theory, I think I may still have an account over there from back in them normie days when I actually tried that out. I might have 2 or 3 movies over there, One of the Hunger Games, and I don't know, something else. But that's that. So that's being sold over to Fandango. Oh boy. And let's see. Google and Facebook must pay media for content reuse, says Australia. So I think Vince sent this one over. And this follows on, I think it was France was the other company, I think, that did this. I can't remember for sure. But another company, or a country was doing this, not company, country was doing this. And so basically they're saying that if people would go on to, search something, and then Google would display the information with a link back to the article. Well, they're saying now that Google, for doing that, is going to have to pay the articles to do that. See, if Google just went back to being a search engine, when you typed in a search term and you got a brief meta description summary of the article and clicked on it, they wouldn't have a problem, but they reached for more and more and more and more and more and more. And it ended up happening that they bit off so much more they can chew that now a couple countries are telling Google, no, you got to pay for those news clips now. Which is kind of... I imagine this is not going to go well for the various news media outlets, because if Google just says, all right, we just won't do anything in there, then they completely drastically drop in searchability. And that in and of itself is a whole lot bigger problem than feeding the first paragraph of the article into Google. So anyway, that's an interesting take. Let me know your thoughts on all that. And on to our feature story. Windows 10 releases yet another update that deletes files and causes blue screen of deaths. They didn't, somebody had some good numbers, a good comment in the statistics, or in the, let me try that again. Somebody had a good comment down in the comment section about the statistics about this. Is this like 1%, 5%, 50%? But if it's KB4549951, if you installed that, it very well possibly could destroy the files in your system and wreak havoc on your bootability of your computer. Your PC ran into problems. All right, so in addition to the major issues, other users reported files being deleted or moved to other folders following the update. That's exciting. Update disaster, delete my... Why? Why does Windows keep messing with the files? I can understand if you throw a file directly in the C root because you're an old hat like me and that's where you used to put stuff. But man, if it's in the core system files that's designed for your documents and your desktop and your videos and your music, why is Windows messing with those folders at all? Really? So anyway, but this guy's system automatically updated on the 19th of April. Lost some important Word files of the university and a folder. Have looked into the temporary files. Tried to uninstall the update, but they do not appear. So another angry Windows user. So yeah, it's kind of exciting. And I don't know if there's... anything about it. And this is where the really good comment was. Anecdotal observation here, but I haven't heard a single issue with any other updates. I'd love to know the actual sample size of people experiencing the issues. If it were greater than 5%, that would be really bad. If it's 0.5%, that's within range of margin, almost like something else running around in the world. We're talking about the millions of PC and hardware configurations out there, not that it makes any less sucky for those affected, but still. So yeah, we don't know exactly how many or what percentages. We don't know, and I haven't been able to find that information out. Definitely a valid question though, but still we have more updates going out that are completely killing your systems. So anyway, that is our business news for the day. Leave some likes, leave some comments, leave me some subscribes, and we will catch you guys next time. All right, let's see. We got Dystopia next, folks. We've got ourselves some Dystopia. All right, what do we got here? Okay, build your website. Hey, I can build your website. HTML, CSS, no JavaScript. I hate it as a language. Yeah. Absolutely need 60 frames per second for this gauge's animations. All right, let's see. Did I leave my mark? There, I left my mark. Oh boy, guess what? The kitty's over there in the spot. Let me, there we are. Okay, your head is itching. I know. Talk about lice. All right. Use DuckDuckGo, but it tends to show a lot of old results. Switch to Windows for about a day. Swiss cows. Don't worry about Google spying on me as long as they take care of my info. If there ever becomes a problem, I will dump them in a second. Yeah, the problem is, man, it's like once with Google, the amount of information that they have, once they have a single leak, it's catastrophic. Okay, think of Google like this. It's like nuclear power. Sure, it might be the best clean energy that we can get. One little mishap and we got bigger issues. Audio and geo-tracking. Data's been tracked by credit card companies for 20 years. Yeah, but Google didn't always have them. That's the problem. 2 fires and no finger yet. Voodoo, dark stuff. That's right. Thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening. That's right. Wait, Snopes says otherwise about disinfectant if you trust Snopes fact check. No, Snopes fact checking cannot be trusted. Snopes is a very small operation. Now it might be bigger by now, but for the longest time it was like a 2-person team, and they have a specific political bias to them. So Snopes is not particularly a good place to go for information. Installed while you're installing Windows because they collect that info just like Ubuntu does. Oh, it's possible to install the driver without sending the information back to Windows, though. It was France who wanted Google to pay. Yes, that was right. Bob has Windows laptop. Oh no. Yeah, let's teach good backup strategies. Maybe Windows deletes files to push you to OneDrive. Yeah, probably. But if they were all on OneDrive, man, then you wouldn't have lost them. They blew up the file manager. Blowing up okay. Okay, speaking from Linux, I can blow up the file manager on Linux. It doesn't erase my files. Let's install a new one. Greetings, Anarita. How's it going there? How do you get the book? The Synaptergy book, you want to go to synaptergy.com or tlm.li/s. And there's the mailing list there where I will have some updated information on it. And as soon as it is out, then it will be pretty much anywhere you can buy books. So it'll be on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, pretty much any place. If you actually look at any of the other books that I have, then all of the links are there on the pages. So all my other books are listed on ourwalkingchrist.com. Writingdoneright.net is a more neutral place where you can pick up the various places. But I push them out through multiple global listing services, so they'll go up anywhere. Okay, feature that Linux distros need to advertise is does not delete your files while updating. Oh, you were late writing your children's book. All right, very cool, very cool. Bill, you don't have to keep repeating your questions. I read questions after the news clips, so I will see them. But head on over to synaptergy.com and you can get up on the mailing list over there, or just keep checking back that site. All right, let's see. Yeah, back up your stuff. That is for sure. All right, I need to change around a banner again. A banner again. Where'd you go? There you are. There's my banner. Google equals Chernobyl. There you go. That's right. Uh-oh, we're back to this. I had somebody unsubscribe the other day because I still use private internet access as an affiliate link. Hey, I said, provide me valid information as to why I should not promote private internet access, and I will absolutely consider it. And I don't want to hear about what a company did 5 years ago under a completely different management. But anyway, that was fun. All right. So, are we ready to jump on into the dystopian news for the day? That'll be fun. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is your dystopian news. We're going to start with a little bit of thought control, and by the time we're end, we're all going to be under house arrest, people. It's coming. Are you ready? Well, if you don't want them to see where you are, if you want them to think that you're somewhere else, consider using private internet access if you are a person who needs a VPN for a variety of different reasons. You can use my affiliate link there, tlm.li/PIA, and connect up to 10 devices on a VPN for $40 a year. Excellent service, excellent price. All right, let's go ahead and dive on into the dystopian news of the day. So welcome to Dystopia. And first, that's right. I needed to be right down where I was. So this is an update to Twitter's policy. Updating to Twitter's policy regarding the Boogieman Bug. So broadening our guidance on unverified claims. Going forward, and specific to the Boogieman Bug, unverified claims that have the potential to incite people to action could lead to the destruction or damage of critical infrastructure or cause widespread panic and social unrest may be considered a violation of our policies. Examples can include the National Guard just announced that no more shipments of food will be arriving for 2 months. Run to the grocery store ASAP to buy everything. Or 5G causes the Boogieman Bug. Go destroy all the cell towers in your neighborhood. Oh boy. Yeah, I think Twitter's a lost cause at this point in time. I think it is, isn't it? Isn't Twitter a lost cause at this point in time? But here's the challenge is that at what point in time do we say, Twitter, if I go back and find nearly every politician who quoted back what the World Health Organization said in January that the Boogieman Bug does not pass from human to human, do we need to ban all those politicians? Interesting question, because they said that back in January. Just an FYI. And so the problem with this, of course, is that information being out there leads to discourse, and discourse leads to finally finding truth, because truth isn't what one individual top-down political organization talks about. Truth is in and of itself at an ultimately fundamental level. I only agree and there's one truth, and that's that there's a God, a specific one. But that being said, everything else, like science doesn't produce facts, okay? Like people say all the time, science is proven. Science hasn't proven nothing. Science can't prove anything. Science demonstrates certain things under certain circumstances, all right? And the problem is that science is also always ebbing and flowing, and we have to have the ability to throw things out. Now, what was the weird connection between 5G towers and the Boogieman Bug? Well, that came from people actually looking at some research journals and looking at some things, and I still personally have not read those articles to see if there was merit in the claims, but at least saying, hey, here's a possible thing to think about, might be something to consider, and maybe we would be better off as a society if we are free to at least have the public discourse where the public discourse can be. And I know, oh, but they're a private company, they can do what they want. Well, maybe. But that argument starts to lose itself when there is no way to communicate except on these online platforms, since everybody is forced to be inside anyway. So that's interesting. Facebook, of course, wants in on the action. I don't know why my browser keeps on trying to auto-load everything. All right, so Facebook is mapping the Boogieman Bug symptoms on a county-by-county basis, further visualizing the hyped-up hysteria of the Boogeyman. And frankly, I think that if anybody needs to be kicked off of Twitter and Facebook and the online course, it's the people who are spreading fear, uncertainty, doubt, and panic, causing people to go, oh my God, we're all gonna die! I got a chance to look very briefly at the JAMA article, that is the Journal of the American Medical Association article, looking at the numbers in New York. It's interesting. I'll do a video on it later. But anyway, this is mapped from Facebook's data. Now, what Facebook is doing is they're pushing out a survey from Carnegie Mellon. Now, they're saying that only Carnegie Mellon receives the information given in that survey, but the aggregate anonymized data is given to Facebook. And we all completely believe Mark Zuckerberg when he said that, because it sounds very close to things that were going on at like Cambridge Analytica and stuff like that. So, but anyway, Facebook is producing these similar maps as well. So you can kind of see what's going on a county by county basis and see where the boogeyman is yet to strike next, and get everyone all, we're all gonna die! Because that's what the news media wants us to be. They want us to feel afraid. All right, so on our next article, the Boogieman Bug means that truckers need face mask-aware driving monitoring systems. Okay, I got news for you. Here's a couple things. If you're driving a truck and you're a solo driver, y'all don't need to be wearing a mask. Now, one of our guys like, well, what if you're a delivery guy, like a UPS driver? A UPS driver does not need a system to monitor if he's being drowsy while he's driving. This is for long-term guys. And here's another fun fact for you. If you happen to be driving with two people in a cab, a mask ain't gonna help you. So take off your mask when you're driving your car. If you insist on wearing it in public, then go ahead and put it on when you're done. Is this not terrifying enough? Now, these are the driver assist programs for trucks, and they're getting all messed up because it can't read what's going on because the people are wearing the face masks in the truck for some reason. By the way, increasing the risk of a few other issues and complications because you're not getting and breathing in fresh air. And if you're not getting in and breathing in fresh air, you get all sorts of weird little bugs start to develop in there. You got to get fresh air into your lungs. So I'm not saying never, 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 never. I'm just saying when you're driving alone in your truck, you don't need to be wearing a mask. If you're driving in a truck across country with someone else in there, a mask ain't going to help you. Y'all are going to get what y'all each other have, okay? That's kind of interesting, but now they're kind of working on this of buying and borrowing some of the technology, of course, from China that is now figuring out how to track people and all sorts of tactics while people are wearing masks. So, you know, whatever that is. All right, this is a good one here. How would you like you go into to the hospital? You're in there for the Boogeyman Bug, and in walks the dog, right? with this dude's head on the front. What is this? Is this a centaur? I think we have a centaur. This is not a Boston Dynamics dog-like robot. This is a Boston Dynamics centaur, people. And so you got this human head over here chatting with you through the iPad, I guess, type thing. Maybe if they get really good with this thing, they can just equip these things with weapons, and the dog will be like, "You are infected, prepare to die. You are infected, prepare to die." And then, it's going to unload an arsenal of stuff and, have that super ultra UV coming on all into you, wipe you all out. I mean, that'd be exciting. So, yeah, that's definitely interesting. So, you get in here, he walks on in, the centaur comes into the room, and you have a discourse with the centaur MD. And he does whatever he's going to do because, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. That's kind of interesting. All right. So France, now we're getting into the point where the governments are now starting to ask the companies for things. So now France asks Apple to lift the Bluetooth limits to further its Boogieman Bug tracker. So Apple has a security feature in the phones that unless the app is in the front, is in the focus, the Bluetooth system won't work, and this is interfering with France's Dystopian contact tracing application that people, I believe, are forced to have on their phone at this point in time, I think. And so it's causing a problem for the iUsers. The iSheeple go, and it's like, but at least they're secure and they're private. But now France is asking Apple to lift the Bluetooth limit so that the contact tracing app can work even when the app is not in the focus. Very interesting. So this, of course, comes on the heels of Apple and Google working together and all these other types of fun things. So now the government is now asking for help there. But then the United States, though, is asking Peter Thiel, a.k.a. the devil himself, I'm pretty sure, or at least not the devil, his right-hand man, and the Planetar Group. So remember, the Planetar Group is like the massive data collection thing that I believe was actually ruled unconstitutional at some point in time. And so now the Trump administration is apparently talking to Peter Thiel about utilizing Planetar to help build a Boogieman Bug tracking tool. It's called HHS Protect Now. I thought it was a little interesting that Planetar actually signed into a deal with the government in January for some $1 million. It's either $3 or $12 million. I looked into that one. It has to do with, it was a very interesting one because it had to do with tracking AIDS. I didn't really think that necessarily needed a lot of tracking, except maybe in California where they defelonized knowingly and willingly transmitting HIV to somebody unannounced. Yeah, you guys over in California, go figure that one out. It used to be a felony to knowingly transmit HIV to somebody. Now it's not a felony because it's like we can't have discrimination against people with AIDS. But you're going to force me to wear a mask. But you're going to defelonize. Check, please. I'm out of the human race. I got my trip to the spaceship anyway, so I'm all good. But how does it feel to know that Peter Thiel and Planetar are Palantar? I keep on saying Planetar. It's Palantar. Are going to be potentially teaming up here to track all of these people with the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman is coming, people. The Boogeyman is coming. All right, I do have an update from somebody in France. He says that the apps are not forced, but, quote, heavily encouraged. Thank you for that update, 13 Tom. All right, drones. This is in the United States now. Yay! The drones that can detect the Boogeyman Bug are being tested in the United States. They also ensure people are socially distancing. Coughing, body temperature. Body temperature's too high, you're coughing, prepare to die, prepare to die, prepare to die. Stun missiles are coming out of the drone. So drones can detect people. Now this is funny because these are all like donated from China. Check, please. All right. So the drone maker Dragonfly, which has been working on the drone tech that specializes in onboard thermal sensors and smart computer vision. By the way, these cameras may not actually work very well. It kind of depends. So the hospital where my mother works, for a while, they were like, they had this extra person there taking everybody's temperature every time they come into the unit. Literally. She said she had to have her temperature checked, I think like 15 or 20 times in a shift. She literally left the unit to take an oxygen tank down to a car for a patient who was leaving, comes back up, and has to get her temperature checked again. Somebody did not think this policy over. But the thermometers were not even working, and it was these thermal temperatures. They come by, scan. So she goes and gets coffee, and takes the coffee and holds it to her forehead for a minute before walking in, takes the coffee down, and they scan her, it's still under temp. And she says, you know, I just held this coffee up here, my forehead's really hot. The lady taking the temperatures actually says, well, these thermostats don't work anyway. Oh, God. We're all doomed. We're all doomed. Guys, if you want to know why I'm not taking this seriously, this is why. Oh boy. Anyway, so the drones can take your temperature, and they say heart and respiratory rates from a distance of 150 feet, even able to detect sneezing and coughing in crowds, and can measure social distancing between individuals. Drones will be used in Australia and are now being tested in U.S. Digital Trends reports in the Westport Police Department in Connecticut, which has seen over 17,000 cases of the Boogieman show up directly. So here's some information. Breathing rate is 15, heart rate is 80, standing 38 degrees C. Very interesting. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming for us, people. The drones are coming. They're going to be deployed. You stand still. You may have the Boogieman Bug. You may have the Boogieman Bug. Stand still. Stand still. Everybody clear away. Everybody clear away. Launching. Initiation. Attack. 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 All right, guys. This is getting creepy. We need to all right. All right. Over there in India... India wants to build an ultra-intrusive wristband that blocks an ultra-invasive wristband to track the Boogieman Bug patient's every move. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. So, this is basically like a tracker. Oh, look at this. Look at the little picture there. Can you guys see the little picture of that thing? It's the Boogieman Bug. It's a little Fitbit looking thing with a Boogieman Bug on it. That's awesome, right? So I guess it'll pulsate up if it's big. Prepare to die. You're leaving your zone. Prepare to die. And I'm telling you. So this thing here, it's basically like it'll do the thermal stuff, it'll do the biometric stuff, it'll send the data out, and it'll also do basically like a house arrest monitoring thing. If you leave within a certain range. So they're all coming, guys. So I think the last time, I've been getting more progressively, man, this guy's too conspiracy theory. I tuned in for Linux, I got conspiracy theories. People, these are not conspiracy theories. These are things that are actually going on because of this nonsense. And we're letting it happen. We need to stop letting it happen. Be a little safe. That's about the best you can do, okay? So that is our dystopian news for the day. It's getting crazy out there, folks. It's getting crazy out there. Let me know your thoughts. And maybe should I be wearing my tinfoil hat on these in the comments down below. Alrighty. Let's see. Whoa, where are we at? Alright, let's see. 13 Tom, yes, the host file is public. It is on switchedtolinux.com/privacy-resources. No, I'm not using a Pi-hole. I'm using a custom host file. My router's pfSense, so I really don't need a Pi-hole because pfSense will do all that tracking stuff. So the host file is on switchedtolinux.com. If you're running an Ubuntu system, change all the 127.0.0.1s to 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0. There was an error with it as of, I think, Ubuntu 18, and changing them all to zeros is what fixes that. Anyway, let's see. Wife is watching the stream with me and said Tom needs a new chair, but then it is a functional chair nonetheless. Yeah, I like my chair. Hey, my chair's got character. My chair's got a lot of character. And the cat loves the chair. I mean, if I get a new chair, I don't know what the cat would do. Yeah, that is the cat's chair, though. The cat's like, it's my chair. Right, kitty? Right. He's like, yep, it's mine. Thoughts on Pastebin stopping scraping and other services, even paid users on the day, WHO, CDC, and Gates of Hell user IDs and passwords went up. Not happy, I'm a paid user. You know, I didn't hear what, I think I heard something in passing related to that, but I have no idea what it actually was, since I don't really follow Pastebin much. On Windows, thinking it was better, I ended up with my old habits of pirating. There's really no one program that kept me from Linux. Right, Kitty? You're over here now, though. I should take off the chair photo because you left the chair, huh? That's right. In other words, ban all mainstream media, CDC, WHO, and Gates. Pretty much. I'm good with that. Back with Farron OS, and we'll really try to use GIMP and other open source software. Yep. Hey, GIMP is pretty rocking. Video editing, PDF editing, and just without worrying for updates. Yep. Hello, Mitchell. Greetings. Welcome to the show. My window's open in my apartment. Oh, boy. If you keep those windows open, the boogeyman might come. The boogeyman may come for you, man. Keep those windows down. CO2 buildup. Yeah. If I see that robot, I would run. Boston Dynamics Terminators. It's Boston Dynamics Centaurs. Come on. Let's take a looking for cheap video editing for basic stuff on Windows. Everything I tried messed up picture or sound quality. Yeah, Kdenlive, OpenShot. Stupid thing looks nothing like a dog. It looks like a centaur. Robocop again. You have 10 seconds to comply. You have 10 seconds to comply. I walked that dog all over the neighborhood. Integrated circuit was a mistake. Oh, boy. Okay, in France, we're not yet forced. All right, try my best video editing in Linux. Yeah, so the easier ones, like OpenShot's more like Windows Live Movie Maker. Then you have Kdenlive, more advanced. Olive is coming out. It's still in beta, I think, or alpha or beta. But you can get an app image, so you don't even have to install it if you want to give it a try over there before installing it. Can't conceal carry a gun in California. You can. It's just very difficult to get the license. They are a may issue state, not a shall issue state, unless something has changed as of late. No Linux File Manager has a preview pane for easy picture searching. Probably some apps. Well, okay, there's a couple options for that. The first is, yeah, I have thumbnails showing up in pictures, but there is, what's the name of the application? I do not use it. It may not even be on my system because I don't use it. Is it Pix? I think Pix you can do that with. Black Mirror episode Metalhead with robotic dogs. Someone that tells me to drink bleach or inject myself with ultraviolet rays. You really got to question, how did this guy get through college? Who are you talking about? ISPs, mobile companies already give our location data to the government. They made a study of what number of people have the capital around the 16 March. First days of self-containment. Yep. Search all the net and asked around, never found an answer. Drones chase you down to take a rectal temperature. Yes, that's right. It's coming to probe me. It's coming to probe me. Hope those drones don't catch a thermal image of me when a pretty lady is near me. That's right. There's some software that's proprietary and works in Linux. Yes, there are indeed. About brain implants, yep. Linux has been removed from my laptop. A kernel update apparently broke it. Ooh. Wait till they learn about Microsoft's satanic witch. Which one's that one? None of the tracking technology is actually about the Boogieman Bug. It's about control. Yeah, I agree. All jumping on the bandwagon to make big bucks with fear. Yep. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Right, Kitty? Are we all gonna die? Fear sells, but who's buying? Fear sells, but who's buying? Okay. We should move to the forest. I'm thinking about it. If the werewolf of Harrisburg gets any worse, I might. Ski-daddle out of this state. You have less tolerance for bugs and Ubuntu, considering it's corporate, so many garbage Linuxes work better. Yeah, I agree with that, yeah. Trouble installing on my laptop. Laptop refused to install on its own. Took out the hard drive, installed Ubuntu, used my desktop, moved the drive back, and repaired Grub. Apparently, somebody else asked me if there's some issues with Grub on the new one. I haven't tried it out yet. Tom, you could write 20 books with all these privacy and security news. Probably. Greetings, Rob. How's it going there? We'll now be running Ubuntu on a new SSD. Welcome back, Redneck. How's it going? Nautilus says file previewing by pressing the space bar. Okay. People are lying about Trump. That's the thing, you know. But before you listen to, particularly before you listen to what CNBC, CNN, and there's a couple other big ones as well. Before you listen to anything they say about what Trump said, go back to the source and listen to what he actually said. Oftentimes, they're pulling a lot of stuff out of context. That's why I don't pay attention to any mainstream news. I don't like any of them. I don't want to have to sit there and take the extra effort. I'd rather just watch the clip. No, he didn't say that, actually. Okay. Maina Abramovic? Interesting. Christian, however, the Buddha did say, he who lives in fear dies in fear. Well, you know, the Bible says we are not given a spirit of fear and timidity, but of grace and power. So, very similar. All right. Let's go ahead and hit our 3 little sad Sillyville articles. Hopefully we have enough to record this, but I don't know if I will. I'll record it, but I don't actually know if we have enough to release it later. Let's see if we can get it over 5 minutes. What do you think, Kitty? We get it over 5 minutes? What do you think? Go on. How about it? There you go, buddy. You get your kitty treats later. Go sit on your chair. Go sit on your chair. Actually, go sit on my chair for a little bit, okay? Go sit on the chair. I'll get you in a few minutes. Don't stop looking at me like that. He's looking at me like, dude, pick me back up. Hey, you. All right. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup and the Sillyville edition. What is going on in our world? That's what we want to ask. And I just have 3 articles today. First article, WhatsApp adds new stickers to support Newspeak. Oh, I'm sorry, social distancing. I always get those two mixed up. Stickers encourage hand washing working from home and virtual hangouts. So, I don't know exactly how. I guess this guy here is somebody... Can I get the bigger picture of these? I don't think I can. Let's see. Can I zoom in the article a little bit? That's about the best we're going to get here. Paper airplane heart thing. I don't know. Says, we'll do this together. I think this is two people talking to each other out a window, but the windows do look closer than 6 feet apart. So I think the Gestapo drone should come and knock them out. This is the air high five, so we don't actually have to touch. Not sure what's up with the heart. Okay, whatever. I guess this is video conferencing maybe. Oh, this is looking at somebody from a distance. Oh, texting somebody. Are you okay? Oh, you're my hero. Oh, and then we have a doctor in a cape. That doctor in a cape should be a doctor doing a dance through an empty hospital. Because, yeah. Not sure what this one is. It looks like a dude in a petri dish maybe with a giant pen. I have no idea. Oh, look at, this is a person and a dog exercising on a mat alone. This guy's in a plastic bubble. We have a hand washing one over here. A coffee cup that says staying home. Oh, this guy is violating the judge's order and showing up to a court case from bed. Did you guys see that one? Yeah. There was a lawyer showed up for a court briefing still in bed, and the judge kind of reamed him out. Oh, and oh, look at this. We have a guy and a girl with boxer shorts and bunny slippers for the guy, but he's wearing a shirt and a tie up at the front. So as long as he doesn't have to stand up to do something, can you imagine forgetting you're only wearing your underwear? You got the suit and the tie, and you stand up and you forget you're not wearing anything down there, and it's just like, whoa, that wasn't a Zoom bomb. And then of course we got the lady doing the same thing. We got the cat on the keyboard, and not sure what's up with this person here, but they're clearly in a bubble. So yeah, apparently WhatsApp is helping with the newspeak to pass us out some new emojis to help us, just like the video games pushing stay at home in the video game ads. Very frightening. All right, well, Sharp proportioned some of its things to services and manufacturing to make face masks. They're like, guys, we got face masks. And so many people rushed to the store, online store, not to the real store, the online store to order their Sharp face masks that not only did their store crash, but their entire IoT server spaces crashed. So they had so many people showing up, it crashed even their IoT devices. So the air conditioners that connect to the internet, why in the world you need your air conditioner on the internet though is a baffling thing. That control the air, that are controlled by smartphones, these things all stopped working because so many people rushed online to buy face masks from Sharp. Were you expecting to accidentally send you a TV or something? I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? That's kind of the thing. Is it gives us, it kind of gives us this, this turry feeling. We rushed to buy the face masks and it crashed the website store and their IoT network. Cost $28 for a box of 50 of them. $6 for shipping. And customers are restricted to buying one box at a time every 3 days. Store went live at 10 a.m., but as of the writing, it's still offline. It's like Apple selling a new phone. Ah, we gotta get it! Gotta get your face masks from Sharp. I wonder if they're Sharp. Baffling question. Indeed. And on to our last story. I was thinking about naming this one maybe Darwin Awards, but I'm not sure anybody would remember that old Darwin Awards. You know, the funny stories of people who eliminated themselves from the gene pool by doing the most stupid and annoying things. So Americans are poisoning themselves while trying to kill the Boogieman Bug. As the pandemic picked up in the U.S., so did poison reports. Okay, from adults creating chlorine gas in their kitchen to toddlers guzzling hand sanitizer, Americans seem to be inadvertently poisoning themselves as they try to defend against the boogeyman. Since the beginning of March, the boogeyman pandemic began raging in the U.S. Calls to poison control centers nationwide increased sharply. Yeah, so did calls to the suicide hotline because nobody can afford their bills anymore. According to a new study led by researchers at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, although researchers cannot directly link the boogeyman to the poison control center calls, the timing of the report's exposures corresponded to the increased media coverage of the boogeyman. Reports of consumer shortages of cleaning and disinfectant products and the beginning of some local stay-at-home orders, the researchers write. In their study published in the CDC's Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, the researchers compared calls made to 55 poison control centers between January and March of 2020, 19s, and 18s. So our light gray line is 2018. Blue line 2019, and thick black line is 2020. So you can see right before the nonsense, I'm not sure what's going on right here. I mean, what's going on here? But I have an interesting theory. I don't know, maybe we'll save that for another day. Everything here is normal until right about this time. We're all gonna kill ourselves. Let's all drink bleach. No, don't do that. That's kind of stupid. It doesn't help you. Now, I know that some MLM companies are trying to sell that. And was it Jim Baker, that Fruit Loop that calls himself a Christian? He's not really, but he calls himself one. I think, wasn't he trying to sell bleach or something? I don't think Alex Jones might have been as well, but I don't know. They're all Fruit Loops. So anyway, there's that. What's this one here? This is number of reported exposures to disinfectants. This is cleaners. Disinfectants went up. We don't get a big spike in disinfectants over here in early January. That's interesting. But we do have a spike in poisons from disinfectants going way up. Let's see. In 2020, calls about exposures to disinfectants jumped 20% and 16% over the same 3-month period of time. Increases span largely in March as the pandemic picked up. Now, I think as the media hype picked up. Why don't we say that? Well, all age groups seem to be affected. Pandemic-linked poisonings equally. Young children tend to have the most exposures overall. Well, that's very interesting because they're actually the ones least impacted by all this. The increase in poison calls were due to increased exposures to bleach, non-alcohol disinfectants, and hand sanitizers, things people may use to kill SARS-CoV-2. As for exposure routes, inhalation poisonings had also increased from earlier years. To illustrate the concerns, the researchers highlighted 2 cases. One was an adult woman who'd heard news reports that consumers should clean recently purchased grocery items. She filled her kitchen sink with a dangerous mix of bleach, vinegar, and hot water to soak her produce, which created toxic chlorine gas. If you read the bottle of bleach, there's an interesting statement on the bottom of the bottle. It says, do not mix with any other cleaners. If you know what sodium hypochlorite is, you can't mix sodium hypochlorite with acids or bases. Don't mix your cleaning chemicals, people. I mean, every now and again I might mix some cleaning chemicals, but I also have advanced knowledge in chemistry. My lands, people. This is how stupid Americans are. Washing your food. You might want to wash your food, people. Let me clear this up for you guys, all right? Because should you wash your food? Yeah, even before all this, your fresh produce, you wash your food, people, with water. Water. That's it. Water. Okay? It's going to be fine. All right. Let's see. She went about cleaning her other grocery items She noted a noxious chlorine smell and developed breathing difficulties, wheezing and coughing. Clearly, it was a boogeyman death. I mean, coughing and wheezing and difficulty breathing. I mean, mark it, people. Mark it. Emergency responders took her to the hospital via ambulance where she was treated with oxygen and bronchodilators. She recovered and was able to leave the hospital a few hours later. The other case was a preschool-age girl who drank an unknown amount of hand sanitizer from a 64-ounce bottle she found on the kitchen table. Family said she got dizzy, fell over, and hit her head. She was unresponsive when emergency responders arrived. They took her to the hospital via ambulance. She vomited on the way and was poorly responsive when she arrived. Doctors found her blood alcohol levels in nearly 3.5 times the legal limit for driving. That is, she had blood alcohol level of 273 mg per deciliter, where 80 is the legal limit for driving in most states. Neuroimaging did not indicate traumatic brain injuries. Doctors admitted her to the pediatric intensive care, and she left the unit later. Guys, if you have these types of things, you get giant bottles of hand sanitizer, don't leave them on your kitchen table. Understand this. Overuse of hand sanitizers is dangerous. It's dangerous for your skin. It actually decreases your overall immunity. All of this stuff that we're going to do, all of this stuff we're going to sit here and do, okay, to try and social distance and all those kind of things, is actually making our immune systems weaker. Makes it weaker. We need to be tested. We need to be tried. Try and plant 2 plants in your house. Put them at the same side of the house. When they're sprouting, keep one of them on the windowsill in the house and put the other one outside, just outside the window. Literally right next to each other. You will find the one that's outside is going to be an infinitely stronger plant. Why? Because it's exposed to challenges. It gets stronger. Our immune systems are the same things, people. Our immune systems are the same things. Yeah. So I guess it goes for saying, I'm going to speak to you as a toxicologist here, okay? I'm qualified. I'm speaking to you as a toxicologist from an actual degreed toxicologist. Don't mix cleaning chemicals. Don't ingest things that say do not eat. Keep cleaning chemicals and hand sanitizers out of the reach of children. Let's leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, well, I milked that one for 13 minutes. That's crazy. All right, well, greetings. All right, let's see. We got... Where are we at? All right. One religion, one philosophy. We'll save the faith discussion for my other channel. If you guys don't mind, I will skip over those. I'm a Christian. I have a channel at Our Walk in Christ. We can have that discussion over there. Marina Abramovic, artist who writes direct spells from the Satanic Bible on walls and mixed blood milk. Interesting. Creepy. Yeah. 34 cases in my county now. Woohoo, it's getting serious. Yeah. Slowly becoming a KDE plasma fan. More polished and optimized since an XFCE. All right. No, God is not on vacation. He's just meek. He's watching all this nonsense going, wow, y'all people down there drink bleach. What are you guys doing? Mutual exclusive in the original Palestratus, Buddha denied the existence of God. Yeah. Yes, God does extend an olive branch. Yes, he does. All right. Couldn't believe it when I saw her on BBC tech program making out like she was a normal person or something with lovely, harmless art. Yeah, some people are just crazy. Yeah. With 10 updates crashing even more machines now. Working from home techies should switch to Linux, especially since Ubuntu 2004. All right. Haven't read those spells since I was a stupid kid doing research. All right. I've not looked at the new Ubuntu yet. At least I wear my underwear when I service provide your machines. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Don't want anything falling in the fan when it spins on. We got fan spin. Ow! We need to be 250 nautical miles apart. There you go. Add email from Vistaprint. They are selling masks now, too. Oh, boy. Aren't using Ubuntu because I can't install things from the terminal. Manjaro works much better. Ubuntu, you can install things to the terminal. There's a few things that get a little shady, but, you know. As a hazmat trained person, masks are virtually worthless the way most people wear them. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Darwin Awards, unlike the contestants. Awards were the funniest reads. Odd enough to remember those. Yep. People trying to kill themselves. Yep. I can install packages using console terminal in Kubuntu. I install Synaptic Package Manager and Wine using terminal. Because work uses Windows. There's a good enough reason. Yep. No, the lady, every time she goes out, she gets home and washes her clothes. Wow. Not me. I get home and I just rub all over and just lick my hands and all over the place. Man. You know, here's a funny thing. I really don't get sick either. I just like... if you wash your cash, that's money laundering. Oh, boom. Snap version of Wine from Discover Software Manager does not work. Interesting. I'm not surprised. People are getting crazy, and now staying at home is making them even more cray-cray. For example, I went to my backyard, and my neighbor from her window yells at me, saying, "Go inside." Clean, fresh air is one of the best things you can get right now. Might as well drink sulfuric acid, but no, don't. As long as it's not like if it's concentrated sulfuric acid, you wouldn't want to drink that. But if it's like 1 molar, I mean, you could drink that. 1 molar is a little strong, but basically what happens if you drink acid is, I mean, obviously it's going to melt it'll mess up your esophagus if it's too concentrated. But if you drink it, all that's going to happen is your respiration is going to go up because your body's going to be rebalancing the pH. That's what's going to happen. So you'll kind of start to hyperventilate a little bit. Don't do it, though. But you drink soda. Soda is very acidic. Drinking soda increases respiration. Even Windows 10 users can use terminal a lot. Anything else? Yeah. Do not wash poultry. This drastically increases the chance of getting salmonella. Yeah. Linux has 7 app stores, nearly no reviews or comments. You're comparing a molehill to a mountain of functionality. Read bleach labels. Read any labels. Who has time for that? during quarantine, unless on Facebook or Instagram. I mean, maybe that's what we need to do. We need to start putting the labels on bleach around the social media posts so people can read, oh, bleach, don't drink. Got it. Check. Don't mix with other stuff. Got it. Check. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. 64 ounces of sanitizers. This is for refilling the Purell dispensers. The Boogieman pandemic is causing crime rates to increase. Well, that's what happens when you let a bunch of people out of jail. What, you expected them to go home and stay there? Is it that case? Quarantine is getting to me. Thanks for telling the case. Well, thank you, Dorco. I appreciate super chats, my friend. And I will feed the kitty. Stick around to the end. I'll give the kitty an extra kitty treat tonight. You'll get 4 kitty treats tonight because Dorco just paid you some more. Yes, he did. He's over there like, yeah, really? Of course, I'm gonna put the kitty camera on, but he's probably gonna get up off the chair now because I talked to him. See, I told you. I put the kitty cam on him, and he gets out of the chair because I talked to him. Yes, you can come on up now. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Back then, kids hardly got sick because they played in the dirt with the worms. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you have to protect a child with heart problems. It becomes a real challenge. I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Back when I was young, girl, my mom used to get mad at me because I spent so much time outside getting sun and fresh air and playing with the ladies, you know. Anti-vaxxers becoming pro-vaccine now? Actually, would like to know. Honestly, probably not, because most of the anti-vaxxers are not all that concerned about illness anyway. But we are seeing a lot of interesting shifts in a lot of things. Like, we're kind of seeing another split down some lines that there's going to be, there's some, I don't know of a lot of more liberal-based people who have turned more to the conservative ends, but there are more conservative people who've not gone liberal, but gone, we'll say normie. Politically, they're still around the conservative end, but they're buying into a lot of the media hype. Like, I was just watching one, every now and again I catch a Bill Whittle show. Not a huge fan of it because sometimes they just get yelling back and forth like they do in like Fox News, and nothing makes me want to punch a computer screen more than Fox News, so I don't watch it. I can't stand what half of them are saying anyway. It's all hype train crap. Oftentimes Bill Whittle's like that, and they had, was it Bill and I forget the other guy, were having a discussion or a debate on this point. And the one guy's just like, this is dangerous. This is so bad. It's like, dude, what are you, stop watching Fox News. Stop watching CNN. Stop watching all of these mainstream media programs. Look at the actual research. Okay. I'll give you guys a little preview. Let me see if I can find the, the article here. I'm going to do a fuller video of this later, I think. But let me see if I can find the article. All right, so we have the first JAMA report from New York. All right, and as I said, unfortunately, I did not get a chance to read all of the article yet, so I won't be able to comment on it as thoroughly as I would like to. Okay, Kitty, you have to go down. All right, so what they're looking at here is they looked at a variety. So they looked at a case study of New York patients, 57,000 of them hospitalized with the thing in New York City area. So it's all in the, I think, 12 hospitals around New York City. Most common comorbidities were hypertension, obesity, and diabetes. Among patients who were discharged or died, 14% of them were treated in the intensive care unit, 12% received mechanical ventilation, 3% were treated with kidney replacement and therapy, 21% died. You're like, oh my God, 21% died. Yeah, this is 21% of the people held inside of the hospital. We have to keep that number in mind. So looking at some of our charts, the one I want to look at because it gives us the exact data that we've seen out of China, out of Italy, the data we've looked at before. Here is your breakdown of, this is over here, discharged alive or dead at point of study. So this is the number of people who died. We have the number of people who discharged alive and the number of people who are still in the hospital at the time the study ends. So number of deaths, 0 up to 20 years of age. This is completely consistent. I am not sure if there is a legitimate pediatric death of this illness. But as of a month ago, there's been over 15 pediatric deaths in New York of the flu, which is the H1N1 dangerous flu. We have a very dangerous flu virus going around right now. So nothing from there. 20 to 29, we have a total of 4 deaths. So we have the first number is the number that died. This is the, it says number percentage. So I guess that's the percentage of people in the hospital. 1%, 10 to 19. We're up to the number of deaths. We have 4 over 20 to 29. Now, again, I don't know how they define the death. Did they die with the disease or did they die of the disease? There is a major distinction there, and I didn't read the article enough to know. I just saw this right before the show. Where we start to see the dangerous numbers is down here. Again, consistent with everywhere else. 50 to 59, these are a little bit higher than we have seen in some cases. This makes me believe, well, now, number one, this is only of hospitalized cases. This is not people who have been treated for the disease and gone home because they don't need a hospital. This is exclusively hospital-based diseases. This 50 to 59 is a little bit higher in percentage than we would expect. This makes me guess, without reading it thoroughly, makes me guess that they're looking at died with, not died of. Okay? Died with is, I happen to have the virus, but I got in a car accident along the way and the traumatic head injury from bashing my head against the windshield killed me. Believe it or not, that's how a lot of these statistics have been put in here. All right, so, but once we get past the 60 range, this is where we start to see most of the deaths. But we have over twice the amount discharged and 6 to 7 times the amount still in the hospital at this time. What's the length of days staying in the hospital? 4. 4. We're seeing all these Johns Hopkins numbers. They're never telling us how many are actually treated. They're not giving us accurate recovery numbers. They're not giving us accurate numbers on any number. But what they're doing is they're not showing us the recovered because after the average stay of 4 days in a hospital, it's not a lot. Okay? So in other words, if you've had it last month, you might not be listed under the recovered column yet, because they're not doing that. And so looking at the statistics, we're seeing the exact same thing. If you're old and you have comorbidities, it's a problem. There's a chart breakdown here. Median age is 68. During hospitalization, 373 patients, which is 14%, were treated in the intensive care unit. 320 received ventilation. 81 were treated with kidney replacement therapy. 21% died. Again, that's not a 21% mortality. That's 21% of people between the median age of 68 who are hospitalized in this situation. As of April 4th, 2020, for patients requiring medical ventilation, 38% were discharged, 3% discharged alive, 24% died, 72 remained in the hospital. You say, wow, that's a lot of people dying. Again, this is for patients receiving mechanical ventilation. Remember, they put you on mechanical ventilation when you have 0 other options but death. That's the case. Because it is so invasive, oftentimes the ventilation is what kills you, not the disease. That's what we're doing. So a high number at that point is not unusual looking at these types of numbers. So they had 1,100 there. So the N means the number in that statistical sample, and then they're just giving us some basic numbers here. So 832. So 72% remained in the hospital. 24% of those died. 3% were discharged alive. So 3% beat the odds is what the numbers are. 72%, we don't know if they're going to beat the odds. 25% did not. Okay, the median discharge was 4.4 days. Total of 45 patients remained remitted during the study. Median time to remission was 3 days for readmitted patients. That's readmission was 3 days for readmitted patients. Among the 3,066 patients who remained at the following study, median age 65 years of age with a IRQ, which is basically statistical, 95% confidence interval between 54 and 75. Median follow-up at the time was 4.5 days. Basic conclusions. If you're old and you have comorbidities, you have an issue. If you're not old and have comorbidities, not much of an issue. Where's our comorbidity chart? Okay. Okay, so this one here shows our comorbidity charts. Okay, so the total number of cases is 5,700 cases. Median age is 63. They ranged from so the 52 to 75 is 95% of people fell within 95% of people fell between the ages of 52 and 75. So unless they're telling us otherwise, confidence intervals are 95%. The total age ranges are 0 to 107. So there are people there who are newborns. There are people there who are 107. Median age, 63. 95% of those are between 52 and 75. That's what our age breakdown means. Okay, so male, 60% male, 40% female. That's consistent with everywhere else we've seen in the world with real reported statistics. Race, no race, descended from aliens, I guess. No, so I don't find any useful information from the race or ethnicity because they're really not recording much of it. Insurance, whatever. We want to look at comorbidities. 326 of the 5,700 patients had cancer. Cardiovascular disease. 3,000 of them, which is 56% of them, had hypertension. Almost 600 of them had coronary artery disease. And 371 is congestive heart failure, which basically means 1,000 of them, or about 15%, actually have serious heart failure. 479 have asthma. That's actually higher than we have expected. We have chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So this is some type of issue with breathing, 287, and obstructive sleep apnea. This is probably people who are all massively overweight. Sleep apnea is something you generally get if you are older. 43 patients have HIV. 55 patients have a history of solid organ transplant. Kidney disease, 268 have chronic, and 186 were end stage. I want to note this 186 with end stage. This is not something that just happened. End stage means you've been on kidney treatments for a long period of time, far longer than this disease would show up. Liver disease, 19 had cirrhosis. We only had 8 and 3 respectively hepatitis, so really no significant liver disease anywhere. Obesity, over 40% obese. I'm not sure what the number here is. I think, okay. So there's 4,000. I think the number is 4,000. This table, I got to read it. I didn't understand this table yet, and I haven't read the whole article. So I think I might have to skip through this part. But they're saying almost 2,000 people have a BMI over 30, and almost 1,791 have a BMI over 35, which basically means about a third or more of the people have a BMI 30 or higher, indicating that they are well into the obese range. Looks like about half of them were smokers. See, I gotta see what the numbers are numbering here. So basically what they must be doing is most of the numbers boil down to the 5,700, but I think what they're doing here is maybe they're just looking at where'd those go? Maybe they're just looking at, this is the number. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like they did a statistical number looking at their metabolic disease. So they didn't do the metabolic disease traits for everybody, just the statistical for the 4,000 of the 5,700. So nearly half of them were over. Okay, so putting these together, over 60% of people had a very high BMI over 30. If I remember correctly, I think 25, you guys that remember medicine, remind me. I think over 25 or 27 is obese. I can't remember. Diabetes, about, it looks like about a third of them had diabetes. 84% of them were never smokers. That's actually an interesting number for me. That's actually a very interesting number. But maybe smokers have a higher raised expression of the receptor that mediates the illness. Total comorbidities, only 350 had no comorbidities. In other words, 350 people had no other known complications, despite the fact that most of them were getting old. Another 350 had one comorbidities, meaning they had at least one other medical reason they were being observed, and over 5,000 of them, just under 5,000, 88% had greater than 2 comorbidities. If you're old and you're in poor health, we have a problem. If you're young, you should get back to work and quarantine the old and the people with health problems. This is consistently what the data says. And for Susan Wiki that wants to disagree with all of the, oh, that disagrees with the World Health Organization. Well, take it up with the Journal of the American Medical Association, because that's who I'm reading from. So yeah, that was a fun detour through that. I want to do a deeper dive into that article later. I want to understand all of the little numbers. So I want to get into there. So are they becoming pro-vax? I don't think so. That was a long detour in that question. I don't know about hand sanitizers being bad for your liver unless you're drinking it. You're drinking it for sure. Can't drink Purell? No, you can't. See you, Saddle Ridge. You're probably gone by now, but see you later. Word on people with disability getting stimulus check soon. I have not seen it yet. I'll tell you who has the most updated. Oh, what's the name of this guy's name? I can't remember the guy's name off the top, but he's a real estate guy. I think that he does stuff, doing regular stuff about it. All right, let's see. Members of my family are in disability, same accountant. One received the check last week, the other one's still waiting. Thanks again for the super chat, Dorka. We will feed the kitty an extra kitty treat later. Extra kitty treat later, kitty. Okay. Well. Any calendar scheduling apps you would recommend? I use my Nextcloud build for that. Get a cat, it'll be a big, extra fluffy like a Persian. Ooh, nice. Ty came from America at the start of the pandemic. 7 of them, 2 from China. It's been a full house. Oh boy. Aborted baby DNA and vaccines. That's exciting. Hospitals are bad for your health. Oh boy. Which type of diabetes? You know, I'm sure that that's in the text, but I don't know. My guess is that's probably going to be almost entirely representative of type 2. But when I get a chance to actually read the article and more thoroughly, I'll do a video on it. Maybe I'll look for that early next week. Yeah, many deaths are not scientifically confirmed. Yeah, we actually dropped. Our death rate in our town got cut in half. We went from 2 to 1. It was an 89-year-old patient and who was already in hospice. They got rid of, we did have a second one, but they threw that out. Actually, they threw out 20% of the deaths in my whole state. 20% of the deaths they just threw out this last week. Cilantro helps chelate heavy metal buildup. Yep, heard that. Yeah, that's the thing. The antibiotic-resistant hospital infections, we are going to see a massive uptake in antibiotic resistance as a result of this. It's going to be a big problem. Yeah. Been told to label new patients as COVID, and nurses have blown the whistle on that, yeah. That's because they're getting money. They're getting money for it. Like, was it $13,000 if they have a COVID patient, and like $39,000 if they're on a ventilator, I believe. Owen's having problems before the thing. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be more careful. You got to stay more socially distanced and isolated and wear the masks yourself. Absolutely, I agree with that. Why it does? Wait, okay, laptop way near Chrome. No themes. Desktop machine will be full loaded with themes. Wait, what? What question am I explaining? I don't know. Consider the sampling. Ventilated patients are already at the most severe end. That's correct. Yeah, that's what the point of the article was. What I'd like to see is the number of patients overall that were excluded because they weren't in a hospital stay. That's a good question. So like right now, I've been watching the statistics in my county more closely than I would like to, but our hospital is capable of holding 40 ventilators, just our local one. We have one person on a ventilator, and it's not COVID. It's just some random ventilator person. And my mother's hospital is laying off more staff. 10 years ago, cystic fibrosis, got flu vaccine every year, but caught it anyway after a while. Had to go to the hospital, got better, but caught an infection and died. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not good. Okay. Kids don't carry phones, so they're not affected yet. Ooh. Yeah, I need to dig into the actual research on that. You all dead or mostly dead? We're on a ventilator. Mostly dead. So what happens on a ventilator? Now, some people too are mistaking a ventilator from a respirator. The respirator increases the amount of oxygen that is available for your lungs. A ventilator, it's called a mechanical ventilator because what it actually does is it actually takes you and it actually forces your lungs up and forces your lungs down. If you don't have that exactly right by lack of training, you will actually overforce and collapse the lungs by the machine. The machine will actually be the one that gets you. Exhaustion won't move. That extreme efforts, oxygen isn't getting into the blood. Yeah. COVID blocks oxygen getting in the cells. So the mechanism has to do with there's angiotensin 1 and angiotensin 2 has to be in a proper ratio for your body to be able to absorb oxygen correctly. What happens is COVID knocks out the ACE2 receptor, which converts angiotensin 2 back into angiotensin 1 to restore the balance. And so that's what it does, is it knocks out the ACE2 receptor. This is why certain substances can increase your, certain substances, let's see if I can make a D, will increase your expression of ACE2 according to the medical literature. So that is one of the issues there. Wasn't affecting smokers that much. Not sure the real source or sample size. Yeah, that's what was really interesting to me with the statistics there, which was interesting. Okay. How long have I had it? How long have I had what? How long has who had what? Brick distros do not stop my desktop. I have 2 boot drives. There you go. Yep. See you later, Renardo. FDA and WHO don't care about our health. Yeah, I don't know. Uncle cured severe diabetes by changing lifestyle. There's a lot of people who have done that. If you drop down to like a paleo, just anything that reduces carbs down to a significantly lower level, like 30% or less, type 2 diabetes usually reverses itself. Several documented cases of that. Unfortunately, I think most of it's anecdotal. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of solid research about it. But the best research show to look at that is from, I think it's David Diamond, maybe? At Stanford. He did a diet study, might be about 10 years ago now, called the A to Z diet study. They looked at all of the primary diets and they looked at markers for diabetes and other cardiovascular risk factors. And he, as a vegetarian, hated his study. Like, he reported it perfectly. He's like, I gotta say, this is the best study. The Atkins diet was the best study of the primary, the fad diets is the ones he looked at. Which he said, I hated reporting that because I'm a vegetarian. He said the Atkins diet was the best for bringing down the biomarkers related to diabetes. Agrees with you in terms of people making bigger than needed. Yep. White's Hospital is letting nurses go. Thank God my wife and I have an emergency money for 2 years, so no big deal. Unlike other yeah, that's sad. Yeah. Nutrients are people lacking the most. You know, when you're considering nutritional stuff, you don't want to look at what you're lacking the most. You want to look at misbalances. I would say, at least in the American diet, the biggest, most significant misbalance is omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acid. So we should have about a 3-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3. We have about a 19-to-1 because we have been sold this bill of vegetable oils. Vegetable oils are completely unnatural. They are completely full of omega-6 fatty acids, which are not as good for us as other fatty acids, but again, it's the ratio you want. So never cook anything with vegetable oils. You want to get just the minimum amount of vegetable oils just from eating vegetables and a few small things here and there. So the best thing overall is eat more fish and omega-3 fatty acid foods. Get rid of vegetable oils altogether. They're not good or healthy or safe. And you'll bring that omega-6 to omega-3 back to a healthier ratio. That's one of the best things we can do. Other nutrient type stuff, I mean, honestly, I think we're overall in America, we're mostly vitamin deficient in many areas. I'm one of the only people my age that I know that's not constantly taking pills and things like that. And you look at that and you question, is this because ever since I was 18, I've taken good vitamins, I've gotten a decent amount of exercise, I've stretched, I've done a lot of these things? Or is it because, hey, I have amazing genetics and I'm just not proposed to get sick? I can't tell you. But I'm the only guy I know my age who's not taking a lot of pills. Either I got a sore back or a sore arm or a sore leg or I'm coughing up a lot or not feeling good. It baffles me, and I've been questioning that. Is it because by the time I was 18, I started taking good vitamins, or is it because genetic factors? And people will be like, oh, you're just genetically healthy. Well, maybe, or maybe it was the fact that I got a lot of exercise and vitamins and nutrition over the years. I don't know. I can't tell you, but that's what I told you. If you're young, invest in some decent vitamins. I would say that's a good thing to do, either way. Anna Rita, hospital or leg nurses go, why are there are outpatient need treats for illness? Sky Bear all across the world. I don't know about the world, but at least the Western world, United States, nurses are being let go. About a quarter of the staff at my mother's hospital was let go where she works. This is a common thing. The hospitals are not overflowing with people. This whole lockdown, this was to flatten the curve so the hospitals don't get overwhelmed. I got news for you. The hospitals are underwhelmed. The hospitals are radically underwhelmed. This is why we need to lift lockdown and get back into society. Until we're actually seeing hospitals getting close to overwhelmed, let's get back into society and get back to work. For the love. All right. Yep, elective surgeries are all canceled. Yep. Okay, egg milkshakes are really good. Never tried one. NHS is the sister of Canadian health system. Olive oil, at least the Romans got it right. There you go. Yeah. Coconut oil. Yeah, coconut oil, lard coconut oil. Those are good to cook with. You don't want to cook with olive oil. Olive oil will transify, but lard and coconut oil are really good to cook with. And there's some other ones out there as well. But olive oil is excellent on salads, and raw or lightly heated is fine as well. Used for radiation exposures, as found out. Yeah. Flintstones vitamins for the win. One of the saddest things right now I find is that I can't find decent vitamins right now. I'm literally taking one-a-day gummies because it's the best thing I could find as a short-term notice until I can get on Amazon and find something else. I think Vitamin Worlds might still have some. I didn't want to pay as much as they're charging, but at the same time, they are good. They're just more than I wanted to pay, but I might have to pay them, unfortunately. I'm an alien, that's why viruses don't harm me. That's right, yeah. Later, Quint. Yeah, it's late, isn't it? Let's go ahead and feed the cat and get out of here because holy crap, it's late. Hey, cat. Cat. Come on. Man, he's being lazy today. You just like sitting on that sweater, don't you? Yeah, he just wants to be like, yeah, I'm just sitting on the sweater. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. Let's change to the kitty cam. Oh, no, stay there. Stay here. Stay here. We got the kitty cam on. Come on. We got the kitty cam on. But people can't see you now. Come on. Come over here. Cat. Over here. Okay, whoa, it's a big cat. There we go. Hey, you're blocking the view. You get 4 tonight. Somebody paid you with an extra kitty treat. And one more for you. There you go. Are they finger licking good? They are. You're finger licking good. Yeah. All right. Okay, we said they were Lingo nurses. Then ones left are now working to the bone with extra hours. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out for so long. That was a crazy long stream. We will catch you guys later.